Hey everyone, Melanated Magic here with another banger, your favorite spiritual thug. Today I would like to talk about if you love your partner more than he loves you. And I'm talking about woman to a man because men have different outmake than women. Women are naturally more emotional, more nurturing. They desire to feel loved and to be loved and to give love. Therefore, they're more susceptible and prone to being hurt because a man is more logical. So a man will analyze and use logic, whereas we use our emotions, right? My advice, or rather my point of view, again, I always start out with telling you these are my points of views, right? I'm talking for myself, is that if you love a man more than he is in love with you, you're in big trouble. And the reason for this is because a man can detach himself way quicker than a woman. I did a video about the law of spiritual detachment. And I, for example, can love with all my heart, but I can also easily detach myself and move forward if I believe that the person that I'm with is not out for my highest good and that they're just throwing me crumbs or just doing things to shut me up, doing things to get because they have ulterior motives or because they know that they can use me in certain areas. And sometimes if you're stuck in that type of relationship, because some of you are married, you have to start loving yourself more than you love him. Like I tell my husband, I love you with all my heart, but I love myself way more. So why is that? Because, and I as a woman have been hurt deeply in the past because I had my feelings so involved and it turned out not being the right person. Because when we're lacking confidence, which I'm going to do a video about self-confidence, we tolerate things that we normally wouldn't tolerate, or we kick ourselves later on like, why did I forgive him? Why did I take him back, right? Because we always desire to believe that what we see in that person is going to come out of them, right? And that one day they'll miraculously change if we just continue staying through the hardships, right? But a man that loves you wouldn't put you through all that drama because it's toxic. It's low vibrational, and it's not love. Ultimately, it's not love. A person that takes more than what they give, I don't believe that that person loves truly. But when it comes to relationship, it's all the more sensitive of a subject because you're putting your whole heart into somebody that you're trusting, somebody that you believe has your back. And a woman desires to feel protected, to feel safe in her man's arms, in her man's presence, and even in his absence, right? That he will come through somehow, some way, because he loves you and he doesn't desire to see you suffering. He doesn't desire to see you hurting in any way. And if there's anything he could do to lift up your spirit, to make you happy, to put a smile on your face, to make you feel loved, we need that. We might know that a man loves us, but we need consistency with you telling us and showing us above all that you love us, because we like to hear I love you and we like to be shown I love you. And actions speak louder than words, because I have people that have told me they love me, but that they could show me in every single possible way that they feel the exact opposite of what they're saying that they feel for me. And this is not just in relationships, but everything is a relationship. Friendships, the relationship with your children, with your spouse, with your family, with your mom, your siblings, whoever. Those are all relationships. And I tell people to treat other people the way they desire to be treated. But the thing with love, as far as partnership goes, if one person it's loving, and the reason I say if you love him more, you're in trouble, is because we know that as women, we're in love, we're going to give the best of ourselves. We're automatically going to love that man as much as we possibly can. And some of us even mother them and smother them and are glued to their side, checking up on their phones, going through their phones, seeing if they're cheating. And that's all part of the fact that you don't feel love, because if you loved your partner and you knew that your partner wasn't in love with you, you wouldn't need to do all of those things. But you have self-doubt because your gut instinct is telling you that something is not right, and you should never ignore your gut instinct. Your solar plexus is activated when you're in alignment and you feel that intuitive thing right in the pit of your stomach. That's your second brain. And if it's telling you something and it's strong and it's vibrating very strong in you to where you know something doesn't feel right, you should not ignore that feeling. And I know a lot of times we do because we don't desire to believe that that person could be our worst enemy. But I'm going to tell you what happens. There are warlocks out there and witches who are placed on assignment against your life purpose, and they're going to be the sweetest. They're going to look so good. They're going to, whatever it is you like, that the powers that be know exactly what makes you tingle to send you that person. And by the time you blink, you've married this individual and realize, oh, I did it again. I'm stuck. Because then it comes the guilt trip, because the narcissist is always going to low-key guilt trip you. They're going to possibly make you feel not feel so beautiful. If you cut your hair or you color your hair, they always have some smart-ass comment to make rather than saying, wow, you look so beautiful. They'll always make a joke or, you know, subtly. Some of them do it directly, and you know, and that's how they keep you low vibrational, so that you could believe what they're telling you because of the lack of self-love. And so we are looking for love somewhere else to fill that space that we haven't fully filled within our own selves. Because if we love ourselves, we don't put up with certain shit anymore. And if you've been through these situations, don't be angry with yourself, because again, it takes time, it takes wisdom to learn these things and to apply these things and to be consistent with these things, because this world has us so messed up in the head, making us think the exact opposite of what we be doing, and trying to make things look like they're right and acceptable when they're not. But you get enough people to agree with something, then they start making a wrong look like a right and a right look like a wrong. And right will always be right, wrong will always be wrong, no matter how much you try to convolute it and change it, right? And disguise it and mask it. And a lot of people don't like my videos because I'm very straightforward with the topics that I talk about, because this is a real world and people go through these things. Whether you like it or agree with it or not, doesn't make it any less real that people are living these things on a consistent basis. So again, you have to really get to know somebody to see if that person really loves. Like, I will tell you a story about my sister, one of my sisters. When she was younger, she had a lot of guys that had crushes on her because she was a good cat. She was beautiful and she's smart, intelligent. And but this one man fell in head over heels in love with my sister. And she looked like they started to date, and she got angry with him one day. And that man went and got drunk because she dumped him. And he felt his life was over because he just couldn't picture living his life without her. Well, lo and behold, he went and got his boys, got a little posse together and got the guitar, and they started serenading her outside of her window, which I don't see people do that anymore. And she was blushing, but she was looking out her window from the second floor, and he was down there serenading her, all drunk. He didn't care what anybody thought. He loved her so much, he was willing to make a, and you know, I don't want to say make a fool of himself, because I thought that was so romantic and beautiful. I was little and I was there and I saw the whole thing, and I was like, wow, that is so sweet. I wish somebody would love me like that. And they've been married now for about almost 40 years. And he won her heart because he proved himself. But men nowadays are full of ego. They don't like to admit that they love somebody that much. You know, I had somebody, rest in peace, that loved me that much. And but we had a problematic relationship, you know. And well, rest in peace, he's gone now. But you know when somebody loves you. And if you ever have to question if that person loves you, where there's smoke, there's fire. Don't second guess yourself. just be on the lookout and observe, right? Because these people think they're so smart that they could outwit you, because they don't want you, they don't desire for you to enter into your true purpose, because your purpose is going to change a lot of lives for the better. And low vibrational people's jobs is to keep you and hinder you as much as they possibly can, because they can't stop your blessings, but they could do their best to hinder you from getting there, whatever obstacles and hurdles they could place in your path to slow you down from your calling, right? So sometimes it could be that same person you married that you laid next to every freaking day, that you think they're so in love with you, but their little subtle actions. I give you an example. If somebody's going to get a beer and they only grab one beer, but they never even thought to grab you one. That's first of all selfish, and they didn't even consider you, right? It's the little things that matter, you know, just things that they do and they never even think to include you or anything, unless you have to make the suggestions, or you have to be the one to bring it up, or you have to suggest to go somewhere, because they never take you out. They never surprise you with just because gifts or flowers or anything. That is more of an arrangement, because love can leave a marriage and love can die, and it takes both people to revamp it and work it out. Even in a long-term relationship, it could take time to revamp something, because the longer you're with somebody, you start getting used to each other, and then you start going to all certain patterns that you were not expressing when you first met that individual, and then they start bringing out their true colors. And because you and that person didn't get to really know each other well enough, now you're stuck in a situation where they're guilt tripping you, because men are very good manipulators, and they know how to guilt trip you and make it look like you're the bad guy, and they'll make it look to everybody like you're the bad guy, because they only go and tell them what you're not doing right when they're really the bad guy, you know. And so it's a lot of mind games that are played in these relationship type things when love is not genuine. But I have seen couples and know couples that both equally love each other. They love each other so much. It's an equal thing. And how beautiful it is when you can both love each other equally. But majority of the time, you know, I noticed that it's women getting hurt by men that they fall deeply in love with, and that they don't know how to detach themselves from. And men feel pain too, because I'm not going to say they don't, but women are more emotional naturally. You get me? So stop and observe what you are involved in, or if you're going to get involved, really get to see who you are getting involved with. Observe even the tiniest things. Their eyes. The eyes are the windows to the soul. You know, their body language. You know, do they low-key smirk and give you dirty looks when you're not watching, and you kind of catch them, and sometimes you're not sure, but other times you know, but you pretend not to see, because you hope against all hope that this is the one, right? And we all desire that. But sweetheart, life is so sad that we even have to have these kind of discussions, because we're in a world where people are so evil and have no conscience and feel good about hurting people and using people, and especially if they're on assignment and keeping you from your calling, and you're clueless that you have a higher calling, but they know who you are, so they're already on assignment to hinder you. And just them not letting you be you and express yourself and have the freedom to do the things you need to do, and them helping to build you up to get there, that person is a part of the problem. And every problem needs to be worked on to either be improved or removed. It's really simple. We try to overcomplicate things, but really we make life harder than it really needs to be. So I hope that you're really listening to these gems, because I'm not here to put you down, to condemn you, but I'm letting you know from life experiences and things that I have experienced in my own life, how people play these mind games and are manipulators or narcissistic or toxic, and some of them are low-key with it until you get to know them with time. They might not have put their hands on you, but suddenly one day that beast comes out of them, and it was there all along. It was just, they were just waiting for the right time, because cowards, that's how they operate. They desire to have you all by yourself so they could exercise their power in you, because they're fucking cowards. That's how a lot of abusers work. And abusers will not only put their hands on you, but they will put their hands on your mind. You know, like their words. They try to flip scripts. They try to low-key manipulate you. They try to act like, well, I'm putting on you. I'm letting you make the choice. No, you decide. No, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, and for you that get offended by that word, you need to go look up the root word of that word, because that word means Ethiopian royalty. So I embrace it, just like being called a black sheep. I used to hate being called a black sheep. Now I embrace it, because a black sheep is very rare, and I love being that black sheep. Yep, like it, love it, don't like it, I don't care. I love me, who I am, just as I am, because it's taken a long time to get to where I'm at. And these wisdom, these gems, did not come easily. So I'm here sharing it with you, hoping that you have the sense to listen, to get out of your ego and listen, really listen to the things that I'm telling you, and to apply to your life to see if there's anything that sounds familiar to what I'm telling you, because a lot of people go through similar things and we don't talk about it publicly, but we know inside what we're going through privately, right? And we don't got to go and tell the whole world what we're going through. But I'm just throwing you these little nuggets to start nudging you. I'm going to see you in the next video. I hope you liked this gem. Click like, subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you can catch my videos. And I will catch you on the next video. Go and put this message in your pipe and smoke it. I'm out. Peace. Love you much. One love.